Yesterday there was an auction. I picked up a few things. I got this field cultivator for 200 bucks. Need some hoses. Needs those hoses really bad. Not the greatest, but for 200 bucks you can't complain. Definitely worth that. Yeah, I definitely needed that this spring. That would have been a lifesaver. But whatever. International. I just hauled this home. I got the other two things yesterday. I got a small gravity wagon and a sprayer. But I picked those up right after the auction. It wasn't too far away. And there's about 200 guys trying to load stuff yesterday, so I figured I'd come back and get this. I was hoping to pick beans today, but now it's raining again. This is the sprayer that I picked up yesterday on the auction. It was 145 bucks. I don't think that was too bad. Not the nicest in the world, but for $145, I don't think you can complain. Got a 200-gallon tank on it. It didn't come with a pump, but I think the pump that I have will fit on there. If not, I'll have to get one. Other than that, it looks like it's in pretty decent shape. The tires are a little rough. You know, I'll need some hoses and some other fittings, which I've got quite a bit of that already. But it looks like a pretty decent unit. Be an improvement over the 3-point sprayer that I've been using. This is how you're raising. Lower the boom, you just pick it up and then adjust your chain however you need it. But I'm pretty happy with it. Here's the wagon I got at the auction for 200 bucks. This was the smallest one they had, which I wanted the biggest one they had. They had, I think, 2 300 bushels, which I wanted one of those, but they went for way more than I could spend. And then they had, I think, 2 250 bushels. And those went pretty crazy. And then they had 2 or 3 200 bushels. They had 3 of them. 2 of them were pretty decent. One of them had some holes in it. and they went for a little more than I wanted to pay. And then they had a 150 that had an auger on it that I really wanted, and I was the highest bidder on it. I don't remember what I bid it up to. And then the auctioneer just like stopped and for like 15-20 minutes was trying to find somebody else to bid on it, and he finally did, and then they got it, they like doubled the price on it. I don't know what the deal is. Every time I'm the highest bidder on it, they'll just stop and wait until they find somebody to outbid me. And then, or did they have two 150 bushels? I don't remember. And then they had this one. This was the smallest one, and it was the same thing. I ran this one up to, I think it was 150, and then nobody wanted it, and then he kept trying to find somebody, and they went to 175, and I went to 200, and it was the same thing. He spent like 10 minutes trying to find somebody to bid on it, and then other stuff they call it right away, even when people are still trying to bid on it. So I don't know. It's not too bad a shape. The box is actually in really good shape. It's just not as big as I had wanted. I've got another 100 bushel that's pretty much identical to this one. I really needed something bigger. A 200 or bigger would have been really nice. But I guess I got 200s. This one's got 15-inch rims on it. The other one I have like this had 14s. Well, still has them on it. And 14-inch tires are hard to find. And I don't like them because they're kind of narrow. They'll sink up in softer ground. But the bolt pattern is the same as the old Jeep rims and the Ford rims from back in the, I guess it's back in the, from the 40s through the 70s, I think. Maybe even the 80s. The Fords use this bolt pattern. So I found some old Jeep rims that I got some, I didn't put them on it yet, but I got some 235 75 15s that I'm going to put on those Jeep rims. And then right after I bought those Jeep rims, I come across another set on Craigslist. They were chrome, and the guy wanted $30 for all four of them, so I scooped those up. So I had two sets of rims laying around. So maybe I'll put those other ones on this. But these are 15s, but they're a narrow, I think they're a 7 or 7.5 wide rim, which I'd kind of like a little fatter tire, but we'll see. I'll have to go through the bearings on probably all the wheels, but I think two of them are missing caps. Yeah, that one's missing it. And this tire here leaks air real bad. All of them are dry rotted. That held air long enough to get it home. Gate's all rusted up on it. But it's in pretty decent shape. Looks like there might be a little crack down there, but that's it as far as I can tell. That, and I'll have to replace those, which the other wagon I had has the same deal. They were all rotted on it, and well, they weren't all rotted. The one was actually in really good shape. The other one was in really good shape, except that it rotted off right on the end. And I had it full of beans. I think it was 2 years ago. And it was rotten here on the end, and then when I had it full of beans, it wasn't really supporting this side of it, and it was kind of bending down a little bit, so I didn't want to move the wagon and end up bending or breaking something. So I had to leave it sit there in the field, and get the beans out of it where it's at. But the running gear on this one looks pretty good. A little slop there, but not bad. It pulled really good. I was surprised how well it pulled home. I would like to sandblast and paint both this one and the other one. I've been planning on doing the other one for years now and never got around to it. Maybe we'll get lucky, get it done this next summer.